Well, hello, foodies. It's Denise, and I am back in my essential kitchen doing things essentially for you and essentially for me. Today, foodies, this is part 2 to our SEA MOSS tutorial. I started out on August 19th, which is in fact my birthday, and I soaked the sea moss. If you go and look at the video that should be attached to this video, you will see what happened in that video, and you will lead up to where we are today. What we have here is the sea moss that I soaked for it'll be 48 hours at 9:30 tonight. So we're not going to go 48 hours. We've already gone on nearly that amount. So we're safe. We're safe with our process. I just want to compare the two textures, foodie. The two textures. This is the sea moss. The way it looked, it's a dry. You can't really hear it, but here, dropped it. See, that's a dry. It's a dry seaweed. This is what nearly 48 hours has done to it. If you'll notice, I have lemon and limes in here. The reason for those lemons and limes in our sea moss is to lessen any bitterness that might have occurred with the sea moss. This is going to make everything mild, and the lemon and the lime balances the flavors out. Although there is no flavor with sea moss, I've heard, but there is an element of minerals that you may taste. So what I'm going to do is show you what this has become. Do you see the comparison? So that's what we've got going on. This was a half bag. Well, actually, I didn't measure it to know that, but I took out, if you look at my previous video, I took out enough out of this bag, which is, and it still has enough in it for another large serving of sea moss. So that's what we are working with, and I have my trusted Oster blender here. And I'm going to load the blender with sea moss. Oops, a little bit messy. Apologize for that. This is my first time making this, by the way. So we're doing this together. And that tutorial, you'll see where I did give some benefits of sea moss. It's just loaded with 92 of 102 minerals, and I believe that's what draws people to the sea moss more than any benefit that it offers, because with those minerals our body is remineralized, and that's what we have left over. I will be using a portion of this is spring water and the lemon. I will be using about a cup of that, if that, in our mixture. I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to start our blender. There we go. And I believe I want it to be like a smoothie. That way I can add it to my smoothies. I can add it to various other dishes. I can use it as a thickener. I can use it as a face mask. So I'm going to make it a little smooth. I want to start out, before adding any extra water, I'm going to start out with just a I believe I can add just a bit of water now. Just a tiny bit. That was about a fourth cup, not quite a fourth cup. I'm pulsing. Adding a little more. That is about almost 2/4 cups that I've added. I'm going to get a spoon and stir it around and see what the consistency looks like. It's like applesauce. I'm going to add a bit more water. This is what it's looking like, foodies. The aroma is very, very nice. It's like lemons. It's a lemony aroma. Just one moment. I'm going to get something to... Yes, those lemons have added just a beautiful lemon aroma to our SEA MOSS gel. So, I'm going to add more water because I think it would really help the consistency of it. Make it nice and creamy. Our consistency once more. Foodies, let's see what we're working with. It's getting better and better. Look at that. That sea moss gel can be used as a thickening agent for your gravies, for your soups. It can be used in many ways in the kitchen and even in the bathroom as a facial regimen. It's packed with vitamins A, C, K, and minerals. More, that's not exclusive, all inclusive. I probably missed many of its benefits. Okay, foodies, we're ready. The consistency is nice and smooth. I'd like for you to see close up. If you can see how utterly smooth that is. Look how beautiful that looks. And I might add, the lemon really boosted the flavor, so it's quite lemony. So if you don't want that lemon flavor when you're making it, then use fresh water instead of the water that the sea moss soaked in. That will remedy that for you. However, I'm looking for that lemony flavor because this, my friends, my foodies, is not the last. This is not the last step in my recipe. I am about to make sea moss gel gummies, sea moss gummies. And I'm going to use my trusted ice cube maker. I know it's not the right size. I have ordered the gummy bears, so the little tiny gummy bears, so that when you pop them in your mouth, they will be so bite size. But these big ones will do. This is my first time doing this, so I have what's on hand. Okay, foodies, we're ready to move on to make our gummy bears. All right, we're going to start out with 1 cup of apple juice. It's good if you have a juicer. Go ahead and juice those bad boys and have your fresh apple juice ready for this recipe. However, today, foodies, I am using a pretty good brand here, the Nuts and Apple Organic, and I'm going to use 1 cup of apple juice. The next up is going to be agar-agar powder. Actually, where I purchased the agar-agar, they didn't have the powder, so I purchased the flakes instead. Now, the flakes are very large. Powder, of course, is just minute. So what I did was attempted to blend. I probably should have used my food processor. And I got the agar-agar to this substance. So I'm going to use a bit of the agar-agar, just in case it doesn't crystallize or doesn't dissolve. I don't want to use much, because what we're trying to do is get a gelatin substance. So that's going to happen on its own anyway with the sea moss gel. It's going to thicken up. That is what it is. Agar-agar, by the way, is also another seafood thickener. It thickens up anything that it goes into. That's what it does. And it is a seafood from algae. It is derivative of red algae. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of ginger. And these are fresh ginger. That's 1, and that's 2. And I'm stirring it up. I'm going to now add 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And whisking everything up so that it's all blended together, foodies. Next up, I'm going to add one tablespoon of pure maple syrup, grade, I believe it's grade A or grade B. That's one of the two. Which are the 2 of the best qualities. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of our good old pure, not artificial syrup. 2 different products. And next up, foodies, now for the magical ingredient. Actually, I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to add a bit of green tea matcha. Green tea matcha is a very, very healthy source in getting vitamins into our daily meal. So we're going to add just a bit of that. And I'm going to take it to my blender just to make sure that I get it all blended up. So I added about a good, I'd say, tablespoon is probably what it is. I'm going to take it and pour this mixture in my blender, foodies, and I'll be back. Oh my cheesy! Look at that. We're going to have green jellies. That's what we're going to have. Green gummies. Isn't that nice? We just added our green tea matcha to our gummy bear blend. Well, it's not bears at this point. They're just gummies. SEA MOSS gummies. Now we're going to move this to the burner. The reason for that is we're going to add let's see, 1 heaping teaspoon. This is our SEA MOSS gel. Look at that. It's gel already. 1 tablespoon of our SEA MOSS gel. And another heaping tablespoon of our SEA MOSS gel. And another tablespoon. And we're good to go, foodies. We're getting the job done. So I'm going to actually take this over to the burner. I may reposition my camera stand, and you will be able to watch the magic happen as our gummies start becoming solidified a little more. As you can see, we've got solidification here. That SEA MOSS gel has done its thing, and I'm happy about my first SEA MOSS experience. Not bad. Not bad at all. So far, so good, foodies. Thanks for watching and sharing with me. I'm going to now go over to my burner. Well, foodies, I have moved our pot over to the burner, and our mixture is on low medium, and it's about to get a little bit jelly-like, and that's what we're hoping for.